Well, health news is next. And, when we think about stroke, we have a lot of misconceptions. We know a lot about heart disease and the signs and symptoms of heart attacks. But when it comes to strokes, I mean, many people probably think, oh, it's just for seniors. Strokes don't really affect young people.
Right, and it can increase with age, but it can affect anybody at any age. There are even pediatric strokes out there as well. And 50,000 strokes actually occur each year in Canada. In fact, it is now the third leading cause of death. But getting help quickly is key. First, you need to be able to recognize the signs.
I all of a sudden felt like I couldn't articulate myself. I had this moment of going, oh my God, can anybody understand me?
Her voice was an important tool. Nikki Martin Capobianco, a school instructor, was used to giving regular lectures. After her speech became impaired, her motor skills followed.
I sat down to write November, because it was November, and I put the line up for the N, and then it was a straight line across. And that's when I knew I was in trouble.
At just 35, Nikki suffered a moderate stroke. Luckily, she went to the ER before much of the damage had set in. New research has shown getting help within 4.5 hours of a stroke can lead to a higher chance of full recovery.
90% of people who have a stroke end up surviving. So it is extremely important to know that time is of essence here.
A new Heart and Stroke Foundation poll finds Canadians don't know enough about stroke. Nearly 1 in 5 believe most are fatal. Many signs of a stroke can pop up, but sometimes people confuse symptoms of a stroke with symptoms of a heart attack. There's also some myths associated with stroke, like smelling burnt toast.
Pain in your arm, have a hard time breathing.
I think dizziness because you don't have proper blood flow going, so your brain stops functioning. So basically a lot of you can't move your hands, you feel pain in your hands.
Lots of balance too.
Yes.
Classic symptoms include weakness, vision problems, dizziness, headache, and impaired speech. While smoking, excessive drinking, and poor lifestyle can increase the chance of a stroke, genetics can also play a role.
It's like a loaded gun. Like your genes are the loaded gun, and the lifestyle risk factors are the trigger.
I had to relearn how to write, and I was using my son's kindergarten books to just draw a straight line.
Nikki spent a month in rehab regaining the use of the right side of her body. While doctors have called her incident a fluke, stroke doesn't discriminate.
I'm very anxious still, so if something happens, I worry that I'm having another stroke, and I think that that's really my lasting effect. The anxiety, it gets in the way sometimes.
So treatment is key here, quick treatment. And when Nikki got to the hospital, she didn't actually know she was actually having a stroke.
She knew something was wrong, but she couldn't really connect it. And she sort of jokes about it now, saying that the triage nurse yelled stroke a couple of times. And then she actually saw a doctor run toward her with this tackle box. And she said any doctor with a tackle box, she knew that was for her and that she was in some serious trouble. But again, time is of the essence, and she checked herself in right away.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Andrea.